Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, March 30th, 2022, Real Politics Channel live broadcast. Situate my camera right. Yeah, beautiful day again here in California. I may have to even take my jacket off. Let's see. All right. So, I've been itching to come back on here. And again, I have my main title, What the Dems Are Like. This one article caught my eye. The Daily Caller. The View hosts get into heated exchange about Biden's Build Back Better plan. Now, I'm gonna divine it and bring it down for you. Okay, I'm gonna divine it from above, bring it down for you right now, because they're a little bit confusing, especially in this article as to what's going on here. So there was this bill that Biden tried to put through. It's the Build Back Better plan, right? Okay, the Dems wanted to pass it, right? And so it passed in the House, but not in the Senate. So it needs to pass both houses of Congress and get signed by the president to become a bill. So it only passed in the House; it didn't pass in the Senate. And so there was this heated talk on The View. They had as their guest, what's her face here, Tara Setmayer. Tara Setmayer, she's supposedly independent. She's talking like a Democrat. She used to be a Republican, I guess. Interesting person. She seems positive about Joe Biden. Okay, so she goes on there. She's talking with Joy Behar and like Whoopi Goldberg and stuff. So it says here in the article, Setmayer cited Biden's huge achievement in passing the 1.2 trillion infrastructure bill with bipartisan support, but argued the progressive wing of the Democratic Party destroyed political capital by whining about not being able to pass Build Back Better through the Senate. Host Joy Behar and Sunny Hostin immediately denied these claims. Now stop there. Let's stop there. Now, Miss Behar happens to know me. I saw her. We've seen each other before in public. It's not a question of if she knows me. It's a question of how much she actually likes me at all. Wow. But she seems like a nice lady, in person. Nothing against Miss Behar. But anyway, just to like I said, to distill this or bring down the better analysis of all this is that the Dems would eat each other alive. You see, okay, this quote right here from Joy, Miss Behar. She said the difference. Can I talk today? Yeah. The difference between the Democrats and the Republicans is that the Republican Party, not just the nutsos, and you know who they are. Most of them in the party are afraid of the Trump base. The Democrats are not afraid of the Democratic base, and they should be, Behar said, because I am in the Democratic base. I consider myself a liberal Democrat, and I'm annoyed with the way they're behaving. They should be scared of me right now, end quote. So, first of all, Ms. Behar seems to speak on Republicans' behalf, saying that these people should be afraid of the Trump base. Well, why should anyone be afraid of the Trump base? Seriously. I don't get it. To compare that with progressives, it's like they're progressives, get a little bit extreme. They typically have a socialist view. So, not sure about that. But what I can tell you is, what this seems to say is, the Dems would eat each other alive. And that's what Dems are like. They would just eat each other alive. Republicans, okay people. Nice guys. Stand up for each other, don't typically have a huge problem with each other. But the Dems, oh man. It's typically, cardinal Christians or unbelievers or whatever. They tear each other apart. They get torn apart in issues. And that's what I see written down right here. They just, and I listened to the whole segment, I listened to the segment that they offered on video. The Dems there don't really agree how to say it per se. It was defeated by Dems. Look, we got here at the end of the article, the 1.7 trillion Build Back Better bill failed to gain support from Senate Republicans and Democratic Senators Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Kristen, nice spelling, Sinema of Arizona. Manchin, the Dem, cited record high inflation and national debt as his reasoning for being a stark critic of the legislation. Well, it's an expensive bill, sir. It's an expensive bill. $1.2 trillion again? Enough with these $1 trillion like things, man. Okay, even though I benefited from the stimulus packages in a personal level, like enough with these $1 trillion things, man. COVID can be handled with preventative maintenance, hand washing, cough or sneeze into your arm, wear a face mask, get the vaccination if you want to, whatever. These kind of precautionary measures could pretty much handle it. The problem is, when I go into big cities, in particular the big city I live in, I notice that no one cares. They stand on top of each other. They stand too close to each other. They stand within inches of each other. They cough on each other. They cough out loud without a face mask on or without covering their mouth. They have no recollection or memory because they think the government is their daddy and they think the government's going to do everything and they pay the government to handle everything. So that's probably why, man. So anyway, I would paint the contrast more as that the Dems would just eat each other alive, whereas the Republicans, mostly okay guys, mostly getting along, mostly not going to eat each other alive. Okay. And next on the agenda here, we have a new law, and thank you for the skim for this breakdown. Lynching is now a federal hate crime. Okay, signed into law. It says here yesterday, which is roughly today, yesterday from today, basically. President Biden signed the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. It's named after the 14-year-old black boy who was tortured and murdered in Mississippi in 1955. A racist attack that was a catalyst for the civil rights movement. Now, the law makes lynching a federal hate crime, punishable by 30 years in prison. Okay, and that would be federal prison, man. Federal prison. I don't have so much a problem with this. This looks okay to me. What that means to me personally is you can't lynch me without getting a federal hate crime, dude. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Your president, the commander-in-chief, Joseph Biden, signed into law a federal hate crime for lynching someone. You try that on me, you'll end up in federal prison, 30 years or more. I guarantee it. Okay, so that handles that. Nice. Federal hate crime, wow. Next we have here the school law. Florida has a controversial new law. It's 2 days ago. I have here the summary from the Daily Skim. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, the Republican, signed the Parental Rights in Education bill into law, aka what critics have dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill. It is expected to go into effect July 1st. End quote. Now, people, why do you think they call it that? Because they're silencing both gay and straight bisexual teachers with that. Why do the Don't Say Gay bill? Because the Republican passed it? Is that what? Okay. Wow. I hate to be a teacher in that state. Okay, like when I taught once. Okay, this is the thing. Like when I taught once, I talked about my girlfriend from outside of class once. And it causes all heck to break loose if you do that. Where I was teaching, so teachers have natural consequences already for what they do and say. Like what you say can make your classes out of control or not. I'll tell you that much. But this is a bunch of weird talk. Reading on here, the new law blocks public schools from discussions regarding sexual orientation or gender identity with kids in kindergarten through 3rd grade. Okay. Note the topics were in public school curriculum for those grades. That's defensive. Okay. It also applies to student services like counseling and lets parents sue schools if they believe someone is violating the law. Okay, K through 3rd. Okay, why is this happening? Supporters believe these discussions should be left to parents, and DeSantis says the bill will ensure that kids can go to school to get an education, not an indoctrination. It comes as Republican state officials across the country have become increasingly involved in school curricula with hopes of taking controversial or left-leaning topics out of the classroom. End quote. Well, dude, you left straight talk out of the classroom too when you did that. Let's see here. Over the past months, opponents, including the White House celebrities and CEOs, have called the legislation bigoted, said it will stigmatize LGBTQ plus kids. Okay, this article goes on and on. An LGBTQ plus advocacy group is promising to challenge the law in court. Disney, after facing employee protests for not condemning the bill, is not vowing to help repeal the legislation. Meanwhile, the Biden administration said it will keep a close eye to see whether the law violates federal civil rights. Wow. Okay, well, here see. Florida's already enacted controversial approaches in the classroom. Think book banning and critical race theory. But this new law, a political win for Governor DeSantis, has positioned the right-leaning state as ground zero for a culture war on those issues. You know what? They already do enough to silence teachers. They typically side with the Republican side. I'm not entirely sure that that's a good idea to have a law like that, because it's too punitive to those trying to educate the kids, and the control should be in their hands per se. If you don't want your kid being influenced by a public school educator, you can homeschool your kids, etc. That just came to me from the spur of the moment. But here's the thing: K through third, like at that age, they're being socialized. What happens is socialization happens to kids at that age, because they don't have sexual impulses yet or libido. They don't have it at all. All they have is just a brain and mind being molded per se, being socialized, like the way parents give young girls Barbie dolls. Here's your Barbie and here's your Ken doll. That's socializing them into like what appropriate marital relations or significant other relationships are like. See, that's your socialization. I know, and that goes a long way into molding a young person's mind. The age is impressionable, highly impressionable. So I'm just not sure about that kind of law, because you're silencing both straight and gay teachers as well. You're not letting the kids hear anything. But when I was that young, I don't think any of my teachers said much about what goes on with them, other than like having pictures on their desk. It's not that big a deal. It's just a question of how much more legislation are they going to create like that now that a precedent has been set. How much further can they go in hindering what people say constantly? So I don't know about that, man. It just seems a little strange, man. To tell you the truth, at first I didn't even know like if that was a Republican or a Democrat's idea. It's like to silence the teachers, let the teachers decide how to run their classrooms. It's like I said, if you're a teacher, if you say something that's off, you can make your kids out of control. It just backfires on you. So, all right, man. What else do I got here? Oh, man. What was this all about, man? Starbucks? Okay. Facebook friend Steven put this article up that this one Starbucks barista helped spark a unionization revolution. People, Starbucks should never unionize, man. That should not unionize. Let me know if that helps you at all. Seriously. Do you really think do you really think that'll help any of these disgruntled people feel any better? Just because they have a union? Typically it makes customer service like suck. More people complaining back to you, probably. This looks like Buffalo, New York. So what struck me at first is this lady didn't know she was being asked out. Someone wanted to get a coffee with her. She's like, I don't know. She's saying in this article, I don't know. It's a little weird. I mean, we sell coffee here. We met outside behind the store in a parking lot. She didn't know she was being asked out at first. Someone asked her to get a cup of coffee with her. Okay. Okay. All right. So someone got it across the line to them. They could unionize. They hadn't thought of that, I guess. Interesting. I hope that doesn't happen here. That's all I can tell you. I hope that doesn't happen here. It's already hard to get good service anywhere, to get good service anywhere. What's this group? I liked this one music group. Otiken. They're the Siberian tribe group. Oh, you can hear them on YouTube and TikTok, different stuff. They're pretty good. But I tried to like reach out to this guy, the guy that runs it. I guess his name is Andre Madonos. I tried to like reach out to him. So I like one of the girls, and seriously, what is it with this guy? What is it with this guy, man? Seriously, he not only knows me, I think he's talking about me over there, and he won't do it publicly. So not only does he know me, he's talked about me, and he hasn't talked about me publicly. I know because they've done stuff in their video dances and songs to like quite well indicate that they both know me and heard what I was saying, etc. But he won't email back or reciprocate in a friendly capacity or anything. So what does that equal to, people? He's he's talking, but he's not talking publicly or in a way that's comprehensible to me. That's a little bit like, I hate to say this, but it's like doing Satan's work, man. Let's be straightforward here. And I know they're under harsh conditions in Siberia. At least you have a place to be inside, Okay. he runs some good businesses. I have to give him that. But this guy should talk to me sometime. This guy is being awfully quiet. I don't think it's an excuse they don't know English. You have Google Translate stuff. If you're able to put your videos on TikTok, you have access to Google Translate. Trust me. I have it too. So anyway, yeah, thanks for this opportunity, folks, to talk today. It's been I've gone on almost 18 minutes and my voice got hoarse, so have a good day. Oh, how are we gonna end the stream here? Bye.